This is Datila, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. Let's kick things off talking about Wardlow's angry promo. So he goes out there, and he's supposed to get interviewed. It seems like he's supposed to get interviewed by Tony Schiavone, but he tells Tony Schiavone to get his ass out of the ring before he knocks him down again. So one of the things I really liked about this was the intensity and the emotion that Wardlow brought to this promo. I mean, like, where the hell has this Wardlow been? So he talks about how he's been pissed off for the longest time because 2 years ago he had thousands and thousands of people chanting his name, which is true. Like they would say Wardlow, and now lately they haven't done that. Now have they? So it's morphin time. Hi JJ. It's wrestling time, more like it. And he talks about having this racket strapped to him, and he says that it was put on upside down because ever since he's been driven to the ground and been screwed over and over again. So like that term, the rocket strip, is like when you usually hear people say, "Oh, you strap a rocket to him and like push him to the moon." So that's what he's referring to here. And he goes on to call himself the one true homegrown day one AEW original megastar who should have been champion a long time ago. But he says that he's never received an opportunity for the title, and people in the back need to be fired and thrown in jail for that fact. That is true. Like, as far as I remember, Wardlow has never challenged for that world title. He talks about the people who have held it, because there's a lot of men in AEW running around trying to be the best, to be better. Then there's kings and gods. And he makes reference to CM Punk when he says, so what does that make him? The best in the world, the real heavyweight champion. He beat his ass like no one has in his entire career. So the real, I like how he used that because that's referencing to when CM Punk was a real world champion. And obviously we know CM Punk calls himself the best in the world. And then he says his body is still falling apart thanks to him. Obviously referencing and alluding to the fact that CM Punk once again re-injured his tricep in the Royal Rumble. And then, of course, he brings up MJF, or as he calls him, the former champion, the guy who is better than all of us, and we know it. It goes on to say he squashed him like an insect and beat him like no one ever has in his career. And then again, he talks about Samoa Joe, or as he called him, the most dangerous man in the room, their current king champion, Samoa Joe. Now, he talks about a time where when him and Samoa Joe were in the ring together, he choked out Joe and beat him too. Now, you know how Samoa Joe likes to wear suits? He makes a reference to that, says the big shiny titles and custom suits look a lot better on him. And again, he asks, what does that make him? He goes on to say that he sounds like he's the best in the world. He sounds like he's better than you, and you know it. And he sounds like he's the most dangerous man in the room. I like the fact that he references all three Samoa Joe, MJF, and CM Punk here. He calls himself the uncrowned king of AEW, and this time he starts eating like one because he's been starving in his Ben-fed scraps. That is true. He has Ben-fed scraps because I honestly feel, let me see, Wardlow says, Wardlow woke up today and decided to cut a dang good promo. Wardlow just came off as a whiny child who had his favorite toy taken from him. I disagree with that. I honestly really, really enjoyed this promo, and I've said it on here. Like, I feel like Wardlow didn't need to be part of the Undisputed Kingdom. Like, the only reason he probably got thrown in there was because Adam Cole, baby, got injured. But he doesn't need to be part of a group. He's already part of the... He was MJF's lackey. He was part of the Pinnacle, and now he's a part of the Undisputed Kingdom. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need to be facing jobbers. So, like, I like the fact that he turns to the Titantron and tells everyone to look at him because he is everything the world champion is supposed to be. Calls himself the baddest son of a bitch to ever lace up a pair of boots, and there's no one in the back that's faster, bigger, or stronger than him, and there's no one that can stop him. He says that anyone that gets in his way, it's no longer wrestling. This is war. Absolutely love that. I thought it was a really great promo by Wardlow. Probably the best one he's cut since he's been in AEW. I do think Wardlow should be AEW World Champion someday. And he should have at least challenged, but he has not challenged for the title. He made some really great points here. Absolutely loved it. What did you guys think of this promo? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section down below. This was a fantastic, very, very good job by Wardlow. I'm intrigued by this. And like, I wonder if this like is going to separate him from the Undisputed Kingdom, because like I said, he doesn't need to be a part of the Undisputed Kingdom, even though he went out there with Undisputed Kingdom merchandise and music and stuff. He doesn't really need them. So that's just my take. Alrighty. So tonight's Dynamite kicked off with a tag team match. It's Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus FTR. This was a fantastic opening match. I mean, like, I would not mind seeing this match again, especially the way it ended. You know, this ends in a time limit draw. Like, FTR hit the Shadow Machine to Jon Moxley, and it just looked like they were going to go for the pin. The time limit ends. So there's definitely going to be a rematch down the road. One of the spots that I made me go like, oh my god, was that spike pile driver to Dax that Jon Moxley did on the outside. I really like the double chokes that Claudio put Cash in the sleeper. Jon Moxley had Dax in the bulldog. Another spot that I liked was when Claudio was doing the sharpshooter to Cash Wheeler, and then like he faced and he turned to face Dax, who had Moxley in a move, and then they both break their holds and smack each other. That was a really cool spot. We just had a time limit draw 2 weeks ago. I feel like this was kind of a lazy finish. Then at the end, like a brawl breaks out between them, and then like security members of the front office try to break them up. They're not able to. Backstage, FTR kind of alludes to the fact that they don't have a match at Revolution, and neither does the BCC. So I feel like we might be getting the BCC versus FTR at Revolution. Maybe some type of stipulation here. But I actually really liked it. It was a great opening match. We get an Orange Cassidy interview, and I like the fact that Renee Paquette runs down all the things that Orange Cassidy has been through for as long as he's been champion. So, like, basically, this little interview is just supposed to be that Orange Cassidy was cleared. So, we get Orange Cassidy versus Mike Bennett. Last week, he faced Matt Taven in a Texas street fight. That was freaking crazy. This match was okay. You know, it was just it was a decent match. I really like the fact that Orange Cassidy attacked Mike Bennett before the match. You know, of course, like Roderick Strong came out, caused a distraction. This allowed Mike Bennett to low blow Orange Cassidy here. But despite all of this, Orange Cassidy was victorious. Interesting thing though was that at the end, Jack Hager came out and he helped Orange Cassidy, and he lifted his hand. Oh, Jake Hager. My bad. Sorry. Which, you know, they were in Oklahoma, so he's from Oklahoma. But you know what? The Undisputed Kingdom systematically took out of Orange Cassidy's friends, so he was all by himself. I honestly do think Roderick Strong is beating Orange Cassidy at Revolution. I would be really surprised if he doesn't. Especially after they systematically took out all his friends. I mean, like, if the Undisputed Kingdom is gonna kind of be, how can I say, if they want to be the Undisputed Era of NXT, they need to hold all the gold. I mean, if you watched Black and Gold NXT, Undisputed Era held all the gold. And I know that if they're trying to recreate that, Roderick Strong needs to beat Orange Cassidy. So backstage, we find out that Angelo Parker and Ruby Soho are going on their date. And if you listen on commentary, Taz calls Angelo Parker cheap ass because he ordered a lift. I wonder if they're gonna like film a segment and show it, because Ruby Soho did say she's gonna tell Renee about it on Friday. And you guys know how usually dates, weddings celebrations, all that good stuff. Never ends well in pro wrestling. So we see Ric Flair come out of this giant car, and he tells Rene Paquette that he's disappointed because he thought he would be part of the bigger picture. He feels like he should be in the middle of everything and plans to explore some options, but he really doesn't say what those options are. He is seen entering the locker room of the Bucks and he wants to talk to him. So maybe Ric Flair is known as to be the dirtiest player in the game. So maybe is Ric Flair gonna screw Sting and Darby Allin over here? Because he says he's disappointed because he doesn't have a bigger role in this whole situation. So very interesting. Maybe Ric Flair comes into play at Revolution. I wonder what he talked to the Young Bucks about. Maybe he'll be at ringside? We'll see. But we get a Daniel Garcia in-ring promo / segment, and this was a fantastic in-ring promo by Daniel Garcia. It is mentioned that because the patriarchy attacked Daniel Garcia and Adam Copeland is unable to compete and is on the shelf, so Daniel Garcia gets the title shot against Christian Cage at Revolution. Obviously, they're stalling for that big rematch between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. The crowd starts chanting, "You deserve it," and Daniel Garcia says he feels like he doesn't deserve it and thanks the crowd from the bottom of his heart. He, talks about the Continental Classic and about how 3 seconds was all that he needed that changed his life. And he basically says that if he is confident he would have made Copeland tap out and it's not over between them, he will see him again. Breakout match for Garcia, win or lose, definitely. Win or lose, this is going to make Garcia. And then Christian Cage and the patriarchy come out, and Christian Cage just went on a whole different level. He was saying that Adam Copeland will never have a chance at the TNT title again, and that what happened to Garcia was just a result of him being in the ring with Adam Copeland. Basically, he was collateral damage here. And he doesn't want to step into the ring with Garcia. He does want to step into the ring with Garcia, but he doesn't think it should happen at Revolution because he thinks that Garcia is not ready. Now, he gets pretty dark here. He alludes to Garcia's dark childhood and that he didn't have too many happy memories. He mentions Jackie Garcia, Daniel Garcia's mom, and brings up Daniel Garcia's dead dad. And he calls Garcia's father a loser and alcoholic who lost his life to the battle. When he said that, I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe he said that on national television. I mean, he went there. That was pretty dark. But he also says that he wants to help Garcia and make him realize his full potential. He doesn't want to be his opponent. He wants to be his father. He basically wants to be a father figure to Daniel Garcia here. Now, of course, Garcia tells Christian Cage to never talk about his beautiful mother, and he says that he will put him in the ground next to his father. I was like, oh my God, this got intense. This was a really great promo, really great segment by both Daniel Garcia and Christian Cage. I cannot wait for Revolution. This match is going to be great. Christian Cage, of course, sends Nick Wayne and Killswitch after Daniel Garcia, and then Daddy Magic hits Killswitch with the steel chair. So I don't know if it was announced, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get a tag match here. Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia versus probably Nick Wayne and Killswitch. But damn, what did you guys think of this segment? Damn. That I'm suspicious about Daddy Magic. I can see why you would think that, because Daddy Magic for the longest time never wanted Daniel Garcia to dance, and also too he was not supportive of Daniel Garcia's dancing, so I can see why you're a little suspicious. Christian Cage is the microphone MVP for AEW. Yeah, he definitely is. We get a quick interview with Hangman Adam Page, Hook, and RVD. And basically, Hangman Adam Page is saying that tonight's an opportunity for all three of them. It's an opportunity for Hook to avenge his loss against Joe, for RVD to redeem himself after the loss to Swerve Strickland in that hardcore match. And if he also kind of alludes to the fact that if RVD had beaten Strickland, they wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. I'm noticing that all the JAS are starting to go face. That is true. They have turned face. Good observation, JJ. Basically, like, Hangman makes a point that their plan tonight is to hurt Strickland because it's the last chance they have right before Revolution to hurt him. And he wants both RVD and Hook to stick to that plan. And then, like, after he walks away, like, RVD and Hook fist bump. So you get Toni Storm versus Syndi Winnell. This was an enhancement match, as my buddy Lucha would like to say. What I did like about this was Toni Storm using Deonna Purrazzo's own Venus de Milo to win this match. And I like the fact that as Deonna is coming out for her match, Toni Storm is leaving. Now, Deonna Purrazzo faces off against Madison Rayne. This was a fantastic match. 2 former knockouts going at it. This was incredible. You know, they both shake hands at the start of this match. I really like the fact that Deonna Purrazzo won this match with the break-a-leg, which is Toni Storm's move, and she wins by submission. Like, afterwards, Toni Storm does come out. She attempts to attack Deonna with that shoot, but Deonna hits it with the pump kick. And Toni Storm applies the break-a-leg to Deonna, and Deonna doesn't tap, and she like struggles to get out, and like she applies her red lipstick all crazy and stuff, kind of like the hot mess Chelsea Green off of here. So I'm kind of worried. I wonder how this match will end between Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. I'm rooting for Deonna Purrazzo, okay? Long may she fucking reign here, okay? She is a Ruchosa. You can't keep gold away from the Ruchosa so forever, like Matthew Rayward would say. I would love it if Tony Khan got Matthew Rayward to be on commentary for Deonna's match. It's so weird not hearing Matthew Rayward on commentary for her matches. Long may she fucking reign. Yep. I didn't like that Toni had a squash match while Deonna had to have a competitive match with Madison. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I mean, I'm glad that we got 2 women's matches on Dynamite, which is not something we get often, but I really didn't like the fact that Toni Storm had an enhancement match. Like, you couldn't have her face someone? I enjoyed the match, but it felt lopsided. So I really hope Toni Storm does not make Deonna Purrazzo tap out. You cannot have her first championship match in AEW be by tap out. I mean, there's only one person that's ever made Deonna Purrazzo tap out, and she's in the WWE. That's Trinity/Naomi. Made her tap out with the Starstruck. Oh, that hurt my heart a lot. So we get a Darby Allin and Sting promo. They basically sent the Young Bucks a message. So, like, Darby Allin is talking about, like, a photo that he saw. Let me see. Guess they must have decided to give Wardlow the night off from the enhancement matches. I guess so. And basically, like, the photo that Darby Allin shows is an old photo of Sting and his 2 sons. And then he basically says that Sting's kids are the same age as the kids of the Bucks have right now. Basically, this whole thing is about family. In the end, the only thing that matters is family. Kind of getting Fast and Furious vibes. Dominic Toretto vibes here. Talking about family. Like, Sting says that in all the years he's been a pro wrestler, no one's ever messed with his own flesh and blood until now. He talks about the fact that 7 days ago, he lost his dad, who was like a hero to him and taught him right. And it made him think a lot about his own mortality. So basically, he says that he knows he's not invincible anymore. He does know one thing, and that everything he has left, he will bring with him to Revolution. The Bucks are in for a fight of their lives. So really good little segment with Darby Allin and Sting. You know, the Bucks made this personal by attacking Sting's sons. Now that Ric Flair was seen entering their locker room, I'm very curious to see how this whole situation plays out. I cannot wait. I'm excited for Revolution. We get a quick segment with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and basically they're gonna team up on Collision to be the Collision Cowboys. It's gonna be Daddy Ass, Colton, and Jay White himself. So I kind of feel like maybe there's a little bit of tension already, because Jay White kind of brings up the fact that they were like, kind of brings up the good old days when they were 6-man gold with their dad, but it didn't happen until they linked up with Jay White and became Bullet Club Gold. That is true. Like, as a trio, Daddy Ass and as a trio, the Gun Club never won gold, but he did win gold with the Acclaim. You get a quick Don Callis family interview, and he's basically talking about Will Ospreay, which we saw that Will Ospreay will be competing at All in August 25th. I don't know. I know it's not to August, but I don't know if I'm going to watch All In. With the time difference, I'm going to be at Power Morphicon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we cross that bridge. So I really like the fact that he says he's excited to go for the Meat Madness, and he slaps Hobbs' chest because it's like, he goes on to say that Hobbs is the biggest, strongest, and most violent man in this company. Kind of like similar to what Wardlow said. Interesting. And he says he hasn't forgotten about Sammy Guevara, and they have a score to send on. They're going to keep an eye on him. Did they even have the trios titles when Billy was with his sons, or did the trios titles get established after he split from them? Oh, you know what? That's a good question. I think they were, let me see. I totally forgot when the trios titles were created. Let's see here. I think they were, because they were created September of 2022 when the Elite became the first trios champions. So I think that Daddy Ass and I think the Gun Club were still together at that time. I don't remember. I gotta look that up. Thanks for bringing that up, though. All right, the main event was a trios match. It was Hangman Adam Page, Hook, and Rob Van Dam versus Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, and Samoa Joe. This was an incredible main event. I really love the fact that, like, Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page had a little stare down during this. Like, there was that one spot towards the end where, like, all three men, like Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland were in the ring together. Like, Swerve Strickland accidentally kicked Samoa Joe. He was trying to go for Hangman, but Hangman dug. So Hangman powerbombed Swerve Strickland through the announce table. This was that was great. I was like, oh my god, like, you know. And Samoa Joe, Brian Cage, and Swerve Strickland were victorious after Samoa Joe put RVD in the sleeper. I mean, it would make the most sense because you weren't gonna have him put the sleeper on Hangman or Swerve Strickland before Revolution. So that was a great main event. Overall, I did enjoy tonight's show, but I cannot give this a Sean Spears perfect 10 because I was not a huge fan of the Toni Storm versus Syndi Winnell match. That was an enhancement match. You take that out, this was a Sean Spears perfect 10. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give it, I'd say, an 8 out of 10. Just for the simple fact that it was an enhancement match, and I felt like you should have given Toni Storm much more of a competitive matchup here. I was not a huge fan of that. But aside from that, tonight's Dynamite was freaking incredible. I really enjoyed it top to bottom. There was nothing I really disliked besides that. So 8 out of 10 for tonight's Dynamite. Alrighty, with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. As far as tomorrow is concerned, tomorrow I'm going to be have a very busy day. Tomorrow, if you like TNA Impact, make sure you tune into Body Slam as Burt Macklin and I will be covering TNA, which is the go-home show to No Surrender. As well, I will be recording Elimination Chamber predictions over with the WrestleManiacs. On Friday, I will not be covering Friday Night SmackDown because I will be calling Impact's TNA No Surrender on the Jeff Meacham Network alongside Noah Foster. Afterwards, on Body Slam, Britt and I will be covering No Surrender. So if you like TNA Impact, make sure you check out our stuff. You know, last night's NXT was better than tonight's Dynamite. Really, I didn't watch last night's NXT, so I wouldn't know. So make sure you check out our stuff on Friday. The WrestleManiacs predictions should be out. I'll make sure I'll tweet that out. And then I don't think I'll be reviewing neither on here nor on the WrestleManiacs Elimination Chamber. So with that being said, before I go, also, I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers by Monday, March 4th, and I will review NXT Roadblock. If not, no deal. And with that being said, I'll see you guys back on my channel Monday after Raw. Bye.